Hello, I'm Chris Bryant, MP, and this is my new book, Parliament, the Biography, Volume 1, Ancestral Voices, and you're watching Book Zone.
It's an ambitious title covering the first 500 years of parliamentary history. Why did you write this book?
Look, I think there are two different kinds of people. There are people who think that Parliament is shoddy, awful, terrible, full of venal, lying, hypocritical, ghastly people. And then there's another category of people who think that the British Parliament is the greatest, the oldest, the best that there's ever been. And actually, neither of those two categories are right. So what I wanted to say is, let's get everything in perspective a bit. Let's look right back at the facts. Let's abolish some of the myths. One of the myths, often trotted out, is that that place over there is the mother of all parliaments, or the mother of parliaments. It's a phrase that comes from a Liberal MP from the 19th century. He was actually using it to criticise Britain, England, which is what he called was the mother of parliaments, because even in England in the mid-19th century, the vast majority of people couldn't vote. So his was an argument for reform. And actually, that place isn't the oldest parliament by any means in the world. The oldest parliament is the Althingi in Iceland.
So your book starts in the 13th century. What, in your opinion, have been Parliament's greatest moments?
There have been phenomenal moments of reform, I suppose, in the 19th century and so on. But I look back right to the beginning, because it was always an experiment. Like the Reformation Parliament under Henry VIII was deliberately trying to establish the law on religion by statute law. Nobody else had done that before. That had always been up to bishops and the Pope. If you look at, there are times when it failed miserably, like over the American War of Independence. I think if some of the people had been listened to in Parliament better, then we might never have lost America.
Over the years, would you say that the history of Parliament is about big personalities, or is it about big moments?
Often it's about small personalities, actually. That's one of the things I've tried to tease out in it. So one of my heroes is a guy called Samuel Plimsoll. He was an MP in the 19th century. He lost his temper quite frequently in the House of Commons because he was obsessed with the fact that many people on board merchant ships went down on them because they were overloaded, because people were too greedy, and the ship owners were too greedy. And he tried to get all of that changed. The government kept on refusing to do it. In the end, we ended up with the Plimsoll line and he won.
So the recent MP's expenses scandal damaged the reputation of Parliament. Do you think that MPs today are better or worse than they used to be?
You know what, I don't think there's much of a difference in a way. I think they're less financially corrupt, actually. If you look at the number of MPs who were thrown out of Parliament or managed to get away with things, for instance, when the South Sea bubble broke, I mean, nearly every senior member of the government should, in all honesty, have gone to prison. Most of them remained in office. And Walpole rose to be the first Prime Minister on the back of, he was called the Screen Master General, from protecting all the other people from getting into trouble. There's a chapter in the book which is also about that sense of being honourable. And there was a particular period from 1780 to 1820 when an awful lot of people, a lot of MPs and peers, fought duels or committed suicide because their honour was impugned or impeached. And that sense of honour still is alive today. It's just that we take it out on each other in a different way.
Chris Bryant, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.